Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. What we will be talking about today is basically student jobs that are available to students here in Europe or abroad generally. So first, before I start, I will want you to delete whatever information you've had working abroad. Like I know a lot of us want to japa and all that, looking for better opportunities, better spaces and all that for us to develop ourselves or to make money. Yeah. So, but then whatever information you've had about abroad or fantasies you've had about abroad, I think now let's put it to the side first. Yeah, and open your mind to what I'm about to tell you. I'm not here to scare you, and I'm not here to give you, let me say, discourage you. I'm only here to prepare you ahead and give you some vital information to prepare you. So, there is a saying, I'm sure a larger percentage of those that might be watching this video will be from Nigeria. So, I might be relating some of my discussion today to Nigeria. And I might be a bit serious at some point, we might need to have some heart-to-heart talk. So I'm just using this to prepare your mind, okay? Don't get scared. You get. So let's dive right in. So I'm sure by now you would have been gathering information about how to survive, whether to go for the scholarship application or whether not to go for it, whether to go for the partial scholarship or whether to just sponsor yourself and go, like, you're tired of Africa, you're tired of Nigeria, you just want to get out. So this particular video is for you. So first thing you need to do is first make inquiries from people in your city. If you are going for schooling as a student, look for students in the city you are going to. Okay? Make inquiries directly from students. Don't ask, let me say you're coming to Italy now. Don't get your information from someone in Germany. You get. So don't get information from someone in Poland. Look for the country you are going to. Then find someone from that city. If you are coming to Lecce, look for someone in Lecce. Don't look for someone in Milan to give you information about Lecce. I know it's a very difficult thing to do, to get direct source information like that, like directly from people that are actually living in that city. But try as much as possible. Do your research also. You can check online. You can connect with people in that city. Look for international students in that country and ask questions. Okay, in that city. Because when I was also traveling, I started making calls. And most of the information I got about Italy generally were not really favorable. The scholarship I'm currently a beneficiary of was more or less a partial scholarship in Nigeria. But here it's more or less a full scholarship, So because it has accommodation and all of that stuff. The only thing I need to get for myself is just stipend. I need to pay for my feeding, so I need to work, I need to earn for me to be able to feed. So that's the only thing that was left out. So most people, when I started contacting people, family in the US, I was advised against it, that why will you go? Italy is, so many news about Italy. And if you're coming to Italy too, I'm very sure you also would have gotten a lot of messages about Italy. And even if you are going to, let's say, the UK, you've gotten a lot of messages. UK is fine, it's fun. Immediately you get there, you see jobs and all that. So what I'm just trying to say in essence is just that try as much as possible. Get information from someone in that specific city you are going to. You're coming to Lecce, find someone in Lecce. You are going to Milan, find someone in Milan. You're going to Freiburg in Germany, find someone in Freiburg. And not just anybody. Look for people that are actually studying. If you are going as a student, look for someone that is studying and ask them for questions, way of life, how easy it is to get a job, whether it is easy or not. Okay, but the general overview about jobs here abroad is just that delete the your intuition that job is waiting for you there. In Nigeria they say money are on the streets of Lagos. That's the saying. But really, when you move to Lagos, you would now get to know that okay, you need to do some research, you need to find jobs and all that. Yeah, so that's the same thing about here. You can get here and be lucky. Even before you leave Nigeria, you can get a job before coming. Yeah, sometimes you might need to get here before you can get the job. Okay, so different countries with different cities, but with different availability of jobs. You understand? And the requirements, very key. If you're coming to Italy, note that you might not be able to get a job at the get-go, like immediately you come or immediately you arrive, because there are some documents you need to get first, which are your permesso di soggiorno, your probably health insurance and other necessary documents. And these documents takes time, and the time it will take depends on the city you are living in. In some cities it will just take a month and 2 weeks, some 3 months. So you need to factor all these things in if you are coming as a sponsor, if you are sponsoring yourself to come and study abroad. So now let us start. What are the jobs available to me to study abroad? I will use, because I'm in Italy, so I will use Italy as a case study. You can use this, you can interpolate this across board, but let me use Italy as a case study. So the first one on my list for students is actually university jobs. University jobs, number one. So university jobs are jobs that are given by your university to students, like to support students that want to work. So most times you can get jobs like supervising an exam, jobs like giving people hand sanitizer. You get jobs like okay, the one I applied to recently is about working at university museum, just to show people around and all that. So these are the jobs you get. You can look out for this kind of jobs, university jobs. The benefit of this kind of jobs is one, it's kind of flexible. At least it's a university thing, so it will not disrupt your academic activities. That's one, like this schedule. Secondly, they pay better. I think they pay better, because the one I said I applied to recently, they were going to pay about 400 euros plus. But then it's university thing. Sometimes they've shifted the deadline of application, the application deadline separately. So I gave up on it actually. But then these jobs are available. It depends on your school. So you always want to sit on your portal to get information about these things. Your student portal, I mean. So another thing they call it is 150 hours. So for 150, if you work for 150 hours, you get paid about 1,500 euros. Yeah, you get about 1,500 euros. So that's about university job. You can look. There are some other information about it that I might not have, because personally I've not really experienced it directly. I've only applied to one, but I've not gotten any feedback. And all this information I'm sharing are based on what I was told. Okay, so that's that. The second one I will talk about is delivery jobs. Yes, delivery jobs. So in case you are, what's it called in Nigeria, probably you are an engineer, a project engineer. Yeah, when you get here, you might have to carry a backpack and ride bicycle and deliver. Yes, and deliver. Yeah. So, well, no need to fear. It's not really something difficult to do. You get. So, why I had to make emphasis on this kind of jobs is just that, back home in Africa, in Nigeria, we don't actually rate these jobs. But here in Europe or here abroad, there is something they call dignity in labor. So if you are doing anything at all, if you're doing anything at all, then so far it earns you money, you'll be respected. So since you're not stealing also. So we have various types of delivery jobs. We have different types of companies that offer these kind of jobs to not only students, people generally, but then students can apply to these kind of jobs. So the first one, you can check, we have Glovo in Italy here. We have Glovo, we have Deliveroo, we have Just Eat, we have Uber Eats, we have a whole bunch of them. So just look out for them. And also you can prepare for this kind of job by learning how to cycle, probably ride a bicycle. But if you are rich, you can get a bike or you can get a car and use it for delivery. But students, we are all broke. So we are broke, so you can budget for a bicycle, and you can get bicycles here. It depends on how rich you are anyway, because there are 1,200 euros worth of bicycles. You can get a bicycle for 800, you can get for 200. So, but my advice is look for bicycles that are cheap, used. You can get that probably you can check on Facebook Marketplace. Some of my colleagues got bicycles as low as 10 euros, yeah, 10, 40. Most of the people that sells on Facebook Marketplace usually want to give away. Most times it's usually giveaway. They want to sell their bicycles at giveaway. Probably it's they have a lot, or they don't use it anymore. They want to give it out, but they don't want to give it out. They want to give it out at a certain fee. So you can get from them, you can purchase from them and probably maintain it, because you might need to do some maintenance on some. And there are another that you can actually you can find a store that sells used bicycles. You get about 80 euros, 100 euros, or 110 euros, yeah. So you can get a bicycle. So what you can do now is learn how to cycle, learn how to ride a bicycle. So if you learn how to ride a bicycle, it will be easier for you. So let's talk about how much you can earn as a delivery person. As I said previously, it depends on your city. Yeah, in some cities you can earn as high as 10, 15 euros per hour. Yeah, so in some city you can earn 5 euro per hour. Like in Lecce now, with my experience so far, because I do delivery, I earn roughly around 5 to 10 euros an hour. But there are some hours I don't get any order. Yeah, there are some hours, there are some days you will not get any order. There are some days you will not get any slots at all. So the way it works is you need to book the time you want to work for delivery, especially in Glovo. For Glovo, you need to book your time. Like when the slot opens, you need to click on, probably select the hours you want to work. But for Glovo, you cannot just work. It depends on your city, as I said. If you are in Milan, I heard that those in Milan can actually, like, a lot of hours open for them, because bigger city, more populated, people want to order more. So there are a lot of hours. You can select as much hour as you want. So, but here in Lecce, you can't, because you are kind of restricted actually to number of hours you can select. So don't calculate it like, oh, they said I can make about 10 euros per hour. I will work for 3 hours per day. That's 30 euros. Bam, 30 times 30, that's 900. So at the end of the month, I'll be bagging about 1,000 euros per month. Don't think that way. Yeah, because that was how I did my math also before leaving Africa. But then it was a wrong way of calculating it, because that was not what actually turned out. So the way to calculate it is just be realistic. There are some times you might not get. It's not consistent. Let me put it that way. It's not consistent. The 10 hours per hour, the 10 euros per hour is not usually consistent. There are days you can earn 0 euro in 1 hour. There are sometimes you can earn 15 euros in an hour. There are sometimes you can earn 6, 4, 5. So it's not really stable. You understand what I mean? But at the end of the month in Lecce, For example, you can earn around probably 400 euros, 500 euros, and all that. So it depends on the city actually. As I said, I have a friend that is in, I don't know the name of the city, very close to Lecce here, but it's not. Um, the city is not as populated as Lecce. So he showed me his statement one time, and I saw, and in 2 weeks he was struggling to make about 50 euros in 2 weeks. He was struggling to make 50 euros, and here in Lecce you can make around 150, 180, sometimes 200, sometimes 300 euros in 2 weeks. You get, so that's that about the delivery. So benefits of delivery jobs are actually, they are flexible. You can choose the time you want to work, so it will not really affect your school. You get, at least it will not affect your classes. You'll be the one to decide whether you want to start the class or not, whether you want to go or not. So that is that about the delivery. But the disadvantage is you cannot actually confirm or validate how much exactly you will earn at the end of the month. Understand? It varies. You can't have a fixed earning. You can't. So it varies. You are just hopeful that you will make some certain cost. And sometimes, if you fatigue also sets in, sometimes you have to cycle all day and all that. So probably for 2 hours, 3 hours cycling and all. But it's a means of exercising, so you don't have to worry about going to the gym or exercising yourself again. Cycling is already giving you the exercise you need. So that's that about that. Another disadvantage of delivery I can think of is just the capital investment needed. That is the cost of bicycle, the cost of getting your kit, that is the helmet, the backpack, and other things. So it's just the capital for students. You need to invest some cash. Don't worry, it's not really much. For Glovo, the cost of a backpack is around 25 euros. For, I think you buy it, is around 33, 35 euros. That's for the kit, the backpack, the phone holder, probably jacket and all that. So it varies from company to company. That's another thing I can count as a disadvantage. You need to invest. Another thing you might want to consider, another job is there's something they call RGIS. Sorry, I've forgotten. I don't know the full meaning of RGIS actually. But then what this job is all about is inventory. Taking inventory, stocks of different supermarkets. So you just go to the supermarket, then do counting. They will give you some tools to do the counting. You just scan the barcode and check. So it counts the number of stock available in the supermarket. So they take you to different stores and different supermarkets. This job depends on if it's available. The availability of this job in your city, you have to look at that. It might not be called RGIS in your city. It might be called something else. So I would advise you do your own research. The benefit of this job is it's good for students because you would only work at night. You work mostly at night most times. So probably in the midnight you get back around 3 a.m. and all that. So you go at night, probably 11 p.m. to 4 a.m., 11 to 3 a.m. That's one of the advantages. And the disadvantage is it is not also consistent. Like they can call you in a week to come to work, or they might not. They might decide not to call you. It depends on how fast you are on the job and some other factors. So they might not call you. So with this also, you might not know the exact income you will get at the end of the month. But according to a senior colleague, he said you can make, if you are being called a lot during the month, if you are being called to come to work, you can make around 300 to 400 euros on monthly basis. But it's just night shift, so it will not affect your academics, except probably you'll be sleeping in class. But then it will not disrupt your timetable. So that's that for the RGIS job. Another one is English teacher. Yes, English teacher or slash, let me join it together with babysitting. English teacher slash babysitting. So it's a kind of job available to students also, especially international students that can speak English. So in Italy, they find it difficult to most people in Italy don't speak English. So they speak Italian, a larger percentage of them. And however, most of them still want to learn English. Some want their kids to learn. So they would always look for international students to come teach their children or to come teach them themselves. So when I arrived, I had a friend, an Italian friend, and we agreed. He told me I should come to be teaching him, and I was teaching him. We agreed to about 10 euros for 2 hours. That's about, let's say, roughly 5 euros per hour. We had the class about 4 times before he stopped it, because he said he's not really having time with combining work and the class, so we couldn't continue with the job. But then it's a very cool job, you just sit. And benefit of this kind of job is you are teaching the person English, the person is teaching you indirectly Italian. There are some words you have to explain, you have to translate in Italian. Don't worry, you have your Google Translator to assist. So with that, actually, you are learning some Italian. So that's one of the benefits. Second benefit is, you have to just sit and talk. It's not difficult. You're not doing any physical job. So another one, why I said I would join babysitting to it is some parents also want you to babysit their kids. Most times this babysitting is usually for the ladies. Parents usually want a female babysitter, because most parents want an English babysitter, so that while you babysit, you can also teach the child how to speak English. So this job you can earn around 6 euros per hour or 7 euros per hour. This one also not difficult. You just sit, you play with the child, you talk to the child. It's not really something official kind of thing. So that's that for babysitting. And benefit is it's flexible also, in the sense that you can tell the parents your time schedule, your school timetable, and you both can agree on a time schedule and draft out a time schedule you will work. So benefits of this is, okay, at least to a certain extent, you will know how much you will be earning at the end of the month, because you can do the math. Another benefit is you don't require much physical work, and it's flexible also. It won't affect your schooling. Another type of job you can do is working at a restaurant, working at a factory, or working at a supermarket. The benefits of this job are, one is you have a fixed income, you relate more with Italians, so you can get to brush up your Italian speaking skills faster. You can get to understand Italian faster. The disadvantage of this is they have fixed time of work. So, and most times you need to be able to speak Italian, because most of these jobs, especially restaurants, most of them sells to Italians. So basically, you'll be relating with Italians. You need to understand how to speak the language. So this is the major disadvantage of this job for international students. However, if you can speak Italian, then no problem. Or if you get one, they might keep you probably in the kitchen, that you don't have to relate directly with the customer. Then good for you. And benefits, you earn a lot. Like the one I heard recently, I need to work from 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. and I will be earning about 1,003, 1,004, I think 1,002 to 1,004 on monthly basis. The only challenge was I don't speak Italian. I don't understand Italian. That's why I couldn't get the job. So that's the only disadvantage of that. And secondly, as I said earlier, it is fixed. It might not really be good for students, but then you earn more. You earn quite a lot. Another job you can do is you can start a business. Yes, someone told me that as a student you can register a small business. You can be a small business owner and run some of these businesses. Like probably, you can cook at home and sell, probably through delivery and all that. You can do money exchange. Yes, just on a small scale, I think. So everything your business ideas should be on a very small scale. So you can do all these things. You can think of importation, buy goods here and send back to your country, Nigeria, or whatever African country you come from. You can do that. You can start something. You can start something. So this one just have, I don't know the advantage and disadvantage. I'm sure you'll be able to figure the advantages and disadvantages. You'll be able to figure them out yourself. Another thing is freelance. So if you are a freelancer already in your country, you can just continue with working online. So you can just stay in your room and freelance all through. So good for you. Freelancing is one of the best. Yeah. So freelancing is one of the best. You can freelance and do that. Another one also is you can work for a lecturer, probably let's say one of your lecturers just got funding on a particular project. So you can work on the project, use it for your thesis and earn. I think you can do that also. Another one is internships. You can apply to internships with big companies like Amazon, IBM, and all that. You can search online for internship opportunity. The only challenge is you have to be skilled. You need some skills for you to be able to land all these internships, and they pay well. Secondly, it will be during your holidays, probably during summer holiday and all. Benefit of internships is one, they pay well. Most of them pay well. Secondly, you'll be able to develop your skills. Thirdly, you'll be able to develop work experience, especially in relation to your field. So internships, there are a lot of opportunities around that. You can look into that. So basically, there are so many jobs that are available which you can explore. And no one also says you can't get a good job, like a white collar job. No one said it's impossible. Because it didn't work for A doesn't mean it wouldn't work for you, or because it worked for B doesn't mean it will work for you. So shoot your shots. Like shoot as many shots as possible. It can work for you. Language that you mentioned as a barrier, there are so many people that got their jobs even without knowing how to say ciao in Italian. So ciao means hello without knowing how to say hello. So it's not like this is rigid or this is the only jobs you can get. So you can apply to white collar jobs, shoot your shot, and you might land your jobs and start working. So I have a colleague also that if you are a designer, look for designer jobs. If you are into UI UX, look for it. If you're a developer, look for these jobs. You understand? Apply. The worst thing they will say is, we are so sorry. They will send you love letter, as Nigerians we call it. We call it love letter. They will send you love letter, a rejection letter, and send you. But keep applying, and you cannot get tired while applying for this job. These jobs don't come easy. Some you get easily, some you don't. Some you have to keep applying. Don't be discouraged. You give in, put in a lot of work. I've seen so many people that have actually gotten these jobs on a platter, while some they put in a lot of work, probably send series of applications, 20 or 30, before they land that job. And some, just the first time, boom, they got the job. So don't be discouraged. Don't say they rejected me because I don't speak Italian, then you relax, you give up. No, you keep on applying. There's definitely someone out there who needs you as an international person, and not necessarily need you to speak Italian. There's so many jobs out there that you can apply to. You keep going. So wrapping up, another mistake we make as Africans is just that when we hear about how much you can earn in an hour, we do the math, put it in our mind and multiply, like convert it back to our local currencies, especially Nigerians. Don't stop doing that. Stop. Like let me share my own personal story. When I was in Nigeria, I was just like I was going to earn about 10 euros per hour. I worked for 3 hours in a day. So 10 times 3, that's 30 euros per hour. Times 3 times 30, that's 900 euros. So I averaged it that I was going to make about 1,000 euros per hour. Converted it to naira, that's 600k. 600k. Oh Lord, like I was going to earn that, but little did I know that I'm not going to spend in naira. I'm not going to be spending in naira. I'm going to be spending in euros. So when you hear this sum, don't think it's a big or huge thing. Try and compare it with your expenses. I did a previous video about the budgetary sum for you to survive as a student in Italy. You can watch that again and compare. Okay, when you are doing your math of how much you can earn, compare with that and see if they will correlate, if the income will suffice for your expenses. So these are what you need to do. Stop converting to naira. Stop it. Stop converting to your local currency. Stop it. You will be spending in euros here. You will not be spending in your Nigerian currency. So stop it. Try get the currency, then look at the cost of living in that city you are. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Everything I've listed here, contact someone in your city that has once been a student or that is currently a student. So this person can advise you appropriately how easy it is to get these jobs, what you need to do, and the kind of jobs that are available generally. So please, I cannot emphasize it enough. Get someone in your city. Whatever plans you have, whatever you are doing, whatever thing you are planning, get someone in your city to explain to you. Try as much as possible. Connect with people. There is someone that will know someone that will know someone. So just keep connecting till you get that person in your city that is a student or that is doing something close to what you're coming here for. Okay? Alright, I believe with this I'll be able to convince and not to confuse you that but I believe you really enjoyed yourself. I believe I was able to share value to you. Please do well to subscribe to my channel if you believe that I've given you enough value for today. Do well to subscribe to my channel. There are so many other videos that will be coming up. I'll still share information about these applications and all that. So please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the notification bell button so that you can be alerted whenever I post the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Do well to share. Ciao. Bye bye.